everyone also on Zoom as well and on YouTube. And can you everybody hear me? So Michelle?
Yes, we hear you clearly.
Okay, so now we stay in the, I don't know how clear is it looking in the.
You're clear. Yogi, you're clear. I still have a delay on YouTube at the moment. I don't have it coming in yet.
Okay, so I just started new one with Zoom, I think. Anyway, so that questions are questions. We can repost it at after some point I upload it. And the today's topic we have is can I go back? Sit down, maybe somebody can read it to me. There was a question from Delaro, which fear of death is coming from fear of losing identity. Answer is yes. How to resolve this fear? Only way, if you can practice how to die happy, if you can learn how to die without fear, I'm sure you can resolve that as well. It's okay, it's comfortable. And I can't, you know, there are people sit down in the chair, they chill back. Like, I can't really do that. It's, I always have to feel like I'm comfortable. I'm going to try it today. This is a new chair. Anyway, can you, there was a question from Dilar, and I should not mention the name, it becomes a problem sometimes, identity. Is how to be resolve the fear of losing an identity. Is that correct? May I ask? Can you move the light this way? No. Okay. Is that correct? May I ask?
Yes, Yogi, it is correct. Yes. The fear of losing identity. How to practice, what is the practice to lose this fear?
The first advice I will give is create no identity. When you have no identity, you have no fear, you have no worry about it. Just be, don't try to be somebody. The day you start dropping that, when you stop identifying that either you are a doctor is you are a job you are doing, it's actually a very karma yoga, you can call it, but when you literally buy into your entire work becomes your existence. Work is there you are doing to support your livelihood. You might do any work, but that work is your livelihood. That is not your identity. What is your identity is actually your inner self. What you call an identity, actually not an identity. It is a fake representation. Once somebody doesn't even know who they are, how can you call that an identity? So you try to create something that is fake, and you try to protect that. That is created an ideology. You try to protect that somebody who does not actually even exist. You think you are a doctor, actually you are not a doctor. You think you are engineer, actually you are not engineer. You might think you are yogi, actually you are not a yogi. You might think that you are a meditator, actually you are not a meditator. If you think you are in a whoever, whatever job you do, you are none of that. But you try to protect something that does not exist. And you spend your whole life making something that cannot be, because when you are deep sleep, you have no idea that whoever you believe that you are, you no longer actually is at that time. You are deep sleeping in a all pure meditative state. You are not even aware of your name. Never mind the identity that you have built around it. So whatever identity you are talking, first of all, it does not exist. So whatever you're trying to protect, or whatever you are being fearful of losing, it does not exist in the first place. So what can you can call it? You try to protect or having fear of is not being you, which is not actually exist. Maybe you cannot control everything, you cannot change everything. What you can do is learn to embrace as you are, what you are, and there is no fear. The fear is actually created out of if something is so truthful, if something is so truth, you will not have any fear at all because you can never lose it anyway. You only have a fear because it does not exist. You are having a scare that you will lose it. Truth you can never lose. Truth you can never lose. So whatever is fake, you will always have a fear of losing it. So advice is first of all, as you talked about identity, that is identity of your face, identity of your name, identity of your title, identity of your intelligence. Best way is to meditate. Best way is just to meditate, is seeing yourself. Are you really whatever you believe your identity is? Everything that happened, there's two ways you can do it. Either you question everything, am I that? Question it constantly. Am I that? Am I that? Not move it away. So literally strap away every value, every identity you created around you. Option one. Option two, accept that I am, and whatever it is, that's only you are. There is nothing else. So if there is nothing else other than you are no need to protect it, you are not going to lose it. Even you are going to lose it, it will be actually you. So there will be no separation to it. So either you create acceptance of everything, open up, embrace it, that I am actually everything. Even that is also you. Or go into your thought process, either you go into the discovering mode, literally taking things out, emptying your consciousness or unconscious part or the subconscious part of it, or accept everything. So there's a bhakti mark, you can call it in bhakti yoga, they even worship a statue. They believe the statue is God. So that is the total acceptance of it. They see the energy exists everywhere, in all part of it. You may not see it, but you accept it. Other part is say the I am not. This is literally go and discover it. The scent is no live at all. Even the store is not live. Your body is not live. Whatever you believe is no longer you. So completely stripping away of whatever illusion it is can be a very long process. Easiest one to accept. I am everything. I am not going to lose everything. Whatever I'm going to lose, that also it will be me. I'm going to lose myself into myself. Is that possibility? So if you can do that, that becomes a very productive way. It depends what kind of nature you have. If you have a nature that is ruled by emotion, ruled by bhav, ruled by feeling, it's better to go into the accepting part. If you are intellectual and somebody who like to get to know everything, pull everything to a side, discover everything, dive deep into as much as you can, then you can take the path of non-duality. Because there is no one other than yourself. Non-duality accepts the same, and also Bhakti Mark says the same. Bhakti Mark, everything is God, everything is energy. So who is actually losing who? Energy was in first place. Energy can never lose to energy. So even the non-duality also a same space. Duality in the end comes to the same space. What happens when you go to the duality aspect of it? You create the superiority complex. You don't accept everything. You start accepting some parts of it, not fully. You don't have a total acceptance for everything, but only whatever you like, you accept it. What you don't like, you start denying it. Then becomes the problem. So if you go accepting a loving mode, love everything, accept everything, you can reach to the same goal of non-duality because there is no separation. And when you go to the non-duality or duality, destination is the same. So I let you make your own call how it pleases your mind, but end of the day, your mind is also not real. Remember that. Your mind always lied to you and will continue to lie so. And I have either one more question. I think I have a person who actually asked the question is here. I can read it for. Can you call it out yourself or read it for me? I don't know.
I can also say it.
Well, you can say it. Please go
Yes.
ahead. I have a person here who will be happy to share it.
Yes. So my question was, we talked a lot about the subtle body.
Tanya, can you come closer to the microphone so we can hear a little
Yes,
bit clearer? Thank you.
Can you?
Come closer. Hello.
Hi.
So my question was, we were talking a lot about the subtle body, and I was wondering how should one see the correspondence or the interdependence between the outer world and the appearances and the inner subtle body and the inner world? Can you explain something on this?
So how does subtle body relate to outer world, and how can you see the outer world having impact on subtle body? How subtle body process having effect on outer body?
Yes, outer body or also outer appearances, yes, which are happening, elements and whatever comes to your mind. Thank you.
See, they say I was talking to Stefan earlier this morning. I said, Earth is hell. People call it there. Or you can believe it is you can make it like hell as long as your mind drives you. Wherever unhappiness is, that is equal to the what word called forward. I think the forward, HELL, I don't know. And what is heaven is also inside you, not actually outside. It's all inside you. Whatever state of mind you are in, not actually on earth, while you are in the body. Your subtle body relating to whatever your senses come in contact with, your senses actually outward. The most of the time when outer world is not connected with subtle body or subtle body is not connected with outer world, you only live it through the senses. That is called as a artificial fake belief, or completely the living through your senses, unaware, completely unconscious existence. So the moment your subtle body start awakening inside, the more subtle body awakens, you become the aware of your outer world, and then you start having a conflict inside. Whatever you have been believing all your life, whatever you have trained your mind to believe in, whatever you have trained your senses to believe in, now you start having a conflict. So what your inside says something different, outside have no completely different, and most of the time when you are a spiritual path, when your subtle body start awakening and you are on a spiritual path where you're having the battle every day with yourself, what your mind says something, inside says something, but outside requires something different, and you say, I'm going to compromise it. And that is the subtle body wanted to grow, but outer body would like to compose it or it to stay down. So if you are on a spiritual path, a struggling, the inner battle ever, always listen to your subtle body, because your outer body, all your outer appearances, how your senses have trained throughout your whole life, they've been trained to look for uh, false or false comfort, which is they're changing constantly. That your mind becomes clever. The day you understand that does not make you happy, your subtle body gives a message, doesn't make me happy, please change it. Might be finding millions reasons to look for millions reasons to make sure you still stay in the same element. Outside body will have impact on subtle body. If your subtle body and outer body connected, if they are not connected, your mind enjoy the full pleasure. You become totally outward. There is no changes takes place inside. There is nobody actually even living at all. There is a no transformation. You just only existing, not even living. When the connection happen from subtle body living outward, that time when you are living. If only outside body is existent, is totally existent. There is a nobody is there. You are empty, hollow self is totally vacant. And when you are vacant, you have fear because somebody else is going to come live inside you. Because it's subject to change. It changes any time. If you see it where your sense is only outward, you have no personal self presence inside. You're constantly shopping. You constantly shopping because there is no contentment. There is no self worth. There is no self awareness. There is no self presence. There is no consistency in your thinking. There is no consistency in your behavior. There is no contentment. You don't find any comfort. You don't find inner pleasure. You don't find the inner joy. You don't have inner happiness because you all the time looking for happiness or the pleasure or the comfort totally outward. You're looking constantly outward, which is temporary, which is can be changed. Like you give a toy to a child, eye sees it, very happy. A toy breaks down, child is not happy anymore. And or you get a toy, you are happy for 2 hours, 3 hours. They say, "What's next?" You understand? What's next? But once you are in inner realm, in your subtle body awakening, your subtle body is happy and comfortable. You have contentment, you have joy, you have bliss, you have love, whatever it is. You can be in that space. Your outer senses may not have all the comfort. Your outer senses may not have the comfort, but your inner joy, inner peace, inner consistency, inner bliss can never be affected. Does that make sense? So let's say your inner contentment is there, and there's a little bit of unpleasant or somebody swears at you, you are hearing, but inside doesn't get affected. You just literally brush it off. You see something unpleasant happen to you, just brush it off. It's when you are outward person, your skin start looking bad, or you get wrinkles on the body. You get so afraid of it because you are getting old, and you want to protect it, but you can't change it. So you inject injection inside the body, have Botox, get lips done, get all the body parts done. That is actually happened because you are not happy with yourself as you are. There is no contentment, there is no self-satisfaction inside. I'm not saying, by the way, I have lots of doctor friends. Please don't take it personally. In case, I'm not saying not to do cosmetic surgeries. If you want to do it, please do. That's your problem. So, if you don't have it, you will always look at your body. Even your physical appearance, you will see it as something wrong with it. You want to change it. Because inside, subtle body is not happy. Your inner existence is not happy. So whatever you do, as much as you like, you can use all the elements in the body. So you would like to empower the skin is basically your earth element. You can call it, there is air element, yeah, where you get to touch it. And then you have no sensuality. If your subtle body if you don't have sensuality inside, how will it reflect on your physical body, on your outer appearance? So let's say your subtle body is lacking the sensation, although lacking the love. Heart chakra is about love, it's about openness, about compassion, is about kindness. Those actually, when you feel sense of kind, what happens, you still get goosebumps. When you feel love, what happens, you still get goosebumps. Is your skin reflect, basically. It shows up that you are having a sensation in the body. Your skin becomes really light. You understand? So if you have no sensuality, means your air element, your emotion of the heart chakra is not connected with the subtle body. Is one example of it. Similarly, let's say when you see the suffering or lack of space, I give you an example for the space element. When you feel inside your own body uncomfortable, when you are inside, this is your body, is your outer appearance. Yeah. When you are uncomfortable in your outer appearance, in your body, and you feel claustrophobic, you feel limited in your appearance. There is no abundance. You only believe it, but you don't really feel it in the body. So what will happen? Your throat chakra, thyroid issues, all those things will start showing up in the body because your subtle body don't really feel abundance. Subtle body feel very limited. So that will be reflection on your physical appearance of your relationship with outer and inside. If there's a space element is out of sync. The fire element has a similar effect to it. Anger, frustration, lack of self-worth, lack of when you have the stamina, self-power, self-worth, self-trust, basically, when you have lack of self-trust, lack of self-worth, because you're not connected with your subtle body. Subtle body don't really feel that inside. That will reflect outside. Constant self-doubt, lack of self-worth, lack of self-belief. There will be lack of self-empowerment, which is even you doubt a little tiny bit. That is a lack of connection to your subtle body. When you go to the second chakra, let's go to your water element. Yeah? What element? Reproductivity. Reproductivity. Sexuality. Source of insecurity. Source of insecurity. And if you are actually contained in your own self, your subtle body is contained, I can assure you, you will have zero insecurity. But if insecurity is reflected in your physical presence, it is somewhere. The subtle body is not connected to your physical appearance at the reproductive level, at your second chakra level. Majority of the time, most of the time in society, everybody engages in sexual activities. They're engaged in the second chakra activities. Lust is there, desire is there. As long as you have a desire, it doesn't matter what it is for, your second chakra is working. There might be jealousy is also one part second chakra. And the frustration, anger, low back issues reflecting in your physical appearance, low back, not base chakra, is your second chakra. Kidney issues, physically you can call it. Anything to do with your water channels in the body will be happening because of your second chakra. You can call it the water element in the body, where your subtle body and physical appearance not actually in sync. So when you go back to your base chakra, or you can call it earth element in the body, that will be a mobility, fluidity. You will not feel grounded, lack of grounding in the body. You will have knee problems, hip problems, feet problems, physically, basically. You find it, you try to go you don't find a direction in your life. You are totally directionless. You constantly change your flipping because you cannot root. You're scared. Then your fear of actually letting go because you cannot root anywhere. You always feel uncertain. There's a different word in security and uncertainty, two separate things. You're always uncertain in life, completely not rooted, not grounded. It is because of your subtle body and outer body are not synced at earth element level. So how to do that, how to actually align your subtle body and outer appearance, I will recommend you a best practice is Savasana. I think we did on a restaurant practice the other day. Spine breathing is one part. Your belly button breathing is second part. I give you simplest practice you can do. Your outer mind is this. This is projected mind. You believe this is your mind, which is the wrong problem. This is the biggest mistake, everybody. This is operating you. Drop that. Let your belly operate you. Let your Brahma Pran operate you. This is unstable. Your head is most unstable. It's constantly changing, constantly gives you wrong information too, but your stomach never gives you wrong information. Your stomach never gives you wrong information. Unless you are not connected with the stomach, then you always have wrong information anyway. So, simplest technique I can give it to you. Savasana. Lie down flat, completely, dead. At least learn to die happy. If you cannot live happy, learn to die happy. And the whole process of yoga, meditation, pranayama, whatever you do in your life, the aim is only to die happy, not to live happy. If you can die happy, I guarantee you have lived a really happy life. But if you always have a fear of letting go, which death is a big subject. Death is even psychologically is a big subject for many people. Even as you talk about death, you say, no, don't talk about death because that's never going to happen. I am going to live forever. So you are scared of that. It is ultimate destination. Accept the fact and try to, when that happens to you, you have no fear, no agitation, no limitation of letting go. Means you are really happy, you have prepared yourself really well. The practice of yoga you do, practice of meditation you do, pranayama you do, at the time when it is happening, you are actually happy, not in the pain. That was actually the ultimate purpose of it. So, simplest technique, you can try to align your outer appearance and inner appearance. Your inner appearance low, doesn't matter. Your outer appearance low, it doesn't matter. The day they got connected together, whatever level they are is. The certain level is here, high, the outer level is here, outer level here, certain level here, maybe whatever imbalance it is. They are not connected together. They are not connected, they are not in sync together. You lie in savasana, stay still. This is your projected mind. Your what you believe your head is projected mind. It's been trained by society. I call it borrowed mind. It don't belongs to you. It is collected for everyone. And everybody control you from here. As long as you live from here, you are controlled by everyone and anyone because this is linked to everybody. Your mind is your belly button, which you have no idea of. You think you live with your mind. I strongly believe you don't actually even have a mind. You are fighting with other people's mind. You don't have a mind. So if you meditate, say, oh, I'm trying to control my mind. You are not trying to control your mind because you don't even have one. You try to control other people's mind, which is not possible to do. You cannot control anybody's mind. This is everybody's mind you know of. This is met in your whole life. Whoever you have met, 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, even your ancestral generation, your mother's egg, when your mother was in your grandmother's womb, her egg was generated at that time. All the memories from that time is came into you. Generation after generation. And that is the loss of mind you are dealing with. And when you meditating, you try to control that, your mind, actually not your mind. It is, I don't know how many people's mind you are trying to control. You have no idea of, which is not possible. You cannot control their mind. All you can do, awaken your mind. If you can awaken your mind, these mind will disappear. Your effort is wrong in meditation. When you meditating, your effort is wrong. Your direction is wrong. You want to control mind, which is not possible. The people who actually died long ago, they gone. How can you control the mind? But it's not possible. This needs to be flushed down, completely let go, drop it. This is your problem. So the only way you can do it, borrow mind or a projected mind, connect with your real mind, which is your belly button, Nadi Chakra, Kamal Nav. If you see the picture of Vishnu, if you have seen Mahavishnu and Brahma, if you have seen there is the lion in a snake with the snake hooded over it, you probably see pictures of everywhere. That is representing fear, a snake representing fear. You lie over the fear, but you are completely free from it. You completely in a lying in Yoga Nidra. Vishnu is lying in the Yoga Nidra. And Brahma is born in lotus. But Brahma is born from the belly button of a Vishnu. So what actually it says is your mind, your creation. They say Brahma is creator. Your creation is only possible when you can awaken your belly button. That is the source of amruta, that is the source of nectar. If your belly button is awakened, means you are awakened. You are liberated. You have reached to the living forever. I don't know the word what we have in English, but we call it amar. That means you live forever. You have reached the immortal. You become immortal at the time when your belly button is awakened. The only time that can be you become not immortal when you start doubting your belly button again. The word belly button closure, you become mortal again. Your belly button is awakened, you are immortal. As majority of time, your belly button is closed up. You are not actually living through it. So, simplest technique you can try before you go to sleep or not go to sleep. Align this with the belly button. Align this with the belly button. Align belly button with this. Either way, both of them. The moment both align, your subtle body, outer appearance, the subtle appearance will start connecting together. And this controls all of your ego, all of your senses. So your inner self giving directions now. You are connecting with your inner self. So, simple technique you can try. And you can try when you go to sleep. Best time is 4 a.m. in the morning. You say, sorry, I like to sleep. Is the prime time of my sleep. I'm not interested in spirituality. I'm okay with borrowed mind. I don't need to give up my sleep because it's a precious moment. That is my precious moment. You are asking me to, I'm okay without having my own mind. If you really want it, that is the prime time. 4 a.m., wake up. And make sure you are fresh at the time. Your belly is not filled with junk from 2 days or 3 days. Clean your bowel movement, lie down in a hard, not completely hard surface. Protect your body if you need to support for any back injuries. Belly button. As you inhale, they know what happens when you give the technique. I have explained it. Now you will start imagining, oh, now they are talking to each other. There's the golden thread is there already. Despite you have that only few breathing, it took me how long? I can't describe it how long it took me. And when it happened, my breath was not the concern. My joy was the concern. So I will recommend you not to have any expectation when you do it. Drop the expectation to support. The expectation is part of this. Enjoy the process. Lie down and enjoy the life and start living. Stop existing. Okay. On that note, thank you, everyone. And I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you, everyone. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I don't know what time it is.
Thank you.
Who is it? Thank you, Joao. And I'm going to stop.
Thank you, Yogi.
Thank you, everyone.